Howdy y'all, welcome back to Rat's Nest Hot Rods. We're going to set up and demo the Eastwood Throatless Shear and also their shrinker stretchers in this video. I'm going to mount them up to the table and we'll do that in high speed. First we'll crack out this Throatless Shear and we'll do some demo cutting some 16 gauge metal and show you what it can do. I really like it. The setup is easy. And basically, I bolt it down to the table. It doesn't stay there. It goes on the shelf for when I need it. But the holes are ready there to accept it when the time comes. It comes with instructions, as you see there, that you don't really need to use. Probably something in there about not putting your finger underneath that blade. But yeah, if you don't know that, then you're going to find out real soon. Really simple set screw for the bar. Threads in there, and yeah, there's your handle. Easy to use, got really good leverage. You can cut curves going both directions. You can cut straight. Doesn't bend the metal over too much from what I've seen. It's got here's the locking mechanism. You can lock it down so that you don't jam your wrist inside it or something. I don't know. Yeah, you ought to take the handle off too to get it compact, but that is another good thing about it. It's compact. It's powder coated Eastwood blue, of course, and yeah, there's your mounting pattern, 3 holes, threaded. You can thread right into them once you get that sucker bolted down. So that's what we're going to do here. Mark it out, use a punch and drill those out and get her mounted, and then we'll do a demo. I'll play some music and speed it up for this boring part here.
Oh my darling, my oh my, every single night I lay down and cry. Oh my darling, why oh why won't you come back to me?
Alright, a little demo here. We're going to cut some 16 gauge mild steel straight off the presses at my local Home Depot. Yeah, I keep all the scraps from things I make because they come in handy for other things that I need to make. Yeah, so cuts a good straight cut. I'll show you here the edge doesn't bend over or anything crazy like that. There are some small adjustments you can make to it, but this is straight out of the box. Now I need to get the oily grease junk off it that came from China to preserve it in the boat ride across the Pacific, I would assume. And yeah, do that before you cut anything. It'll be helpful. There you can see how much you need to move. I'll throw another piece in here and cut a bit of a curve and show you that one. Yeah, like I said, it makes easy work out of it. I'm not working too hard to do the cut, and then maneuvering it through the shear all the way through one of these, 12-inch pieces is not hard either. And we'll see what we cut here. So there's one way you can cut the curve, and then we'll do one more here, and we'll move on to the shrinker stretcher, which is another really good tool. Give both of these devices that we're looking at here a good thumbs up for the do-it-yourself at-home guy that needs to do some metal work. It's kind of a must-have, and they don't take up a lot of space, and they're not too terribly expensive. I actually got the shrinker stretcher from Eastwood cheaper than I would have if I would have bought something off Amazon or eBay, so I was pretty stoked with that. They went on sale, and so keep your eye out for stuff like that. We'll show you this curve, and then we'll get to setup and demo of the shrinker stretcher. One of the tougher things to do is to maneuver that metal through there and make sure that it's feeding through. So you got to bend it down on one side if you're going to cut that kind of exterior curve or whatever you want to call that compound there. There you go. All right, I think that's enough of the demo of the Throatless Shear. And like I said, I give it a thumbs up, and we're going to move into the shrinker stretcher momentarily. We'll lock this thing up, and then later I'll remove it from the table and throw it up on the shelf for another day when I actually need it. Here's the shrinker stretcher. It comes boxed up straight from China, well packaged, the usual thing you can expect from Eastwood. I don't have any issue with anything that I bought from them, as long as you're willing to kind of look it over and use some common sense, clean it, and kind of help some designs. That blaster in the background right there, some people complain about it, but I dig it. Yeah, there's some dust that gets out of there, but use some common sense and some silicone, you'll be good shape. There's the shrinker, obviously, and I'll grab the stretcher. The shrinker is blue, the stretcher is yellow. And then it comes with two handles so that you can operate both of them at the same time, which why the hell would you do that? And what I'm going to do is just cut holes in the table to mount one at a time, and then I can switch back and forth in the future when I need them. There is the stretcher, good looking unit, powder coated, heavy. Now these are threaded, and we'll thread into them from the bottom of the table. There's the handles. There's the instructions. Yeah, you know what we do with those. And then the out to the recycler that goes. So let's get this sped up, and we will, after I show you that for the set screw, we'll get this thing mounted and do some demo pieces. Works really good.
I lay down and cried, oh my darling, without you by my side, won't you come back to me? Come on back home. I hear you.
Alrighty, let's do some stretching on this 90-degree bend that I had sitting down there in the scrap bin. We'll give you a look at that, and then we'll show you some of the shrinking over there. I won't show the actual working of the metal, but I'll show you what the result is. And this is real speed. It took me, like you see here, 20 seconds to make this bend, and you can kind of perfect that however you need to by moving the bites closer or farther away. There's a good stretch. Good looking stretch marks, the good kind that we like there, fellas. And I'm going to throw the shrinker on real quick, and then I'll just show you the bend that it makes there here shortly. Like I said, they do thread into the bottom, so I think it's 5/16 bolts or 3/8, something like that. And there is the portion that is shrunk a little bit tighter. Works good. No complaints. All three of these units are excellent, I think, and a must-have if you're going to be restoring a car. They don't take up much space. They don't need to stay on the table or mounted anywhere if you don't want to. You can put them away on a shelf and bring them out when you need them. That's the way you got to do it in my shop, because it's small and need to remain mobile. Thanks for the likes and subscriptions, everyone. Peace and grease, sucker.